K is for Carus by Delvius. How far will you go for Rome? Stay in formation. That's what we were told to do. What we were trained to do each and every day of our 25-year service. Whether we were on the attack or on the defensive, mounting fortifications or changing the front, we held formation. It was paramount. It was a symbol of discipline and zeal. It made us Romans, and Romans brought with them ideals of a perfect society wherever they went. Not a perfect society based on the standards of equalitarianism, nor of socialism and capitalism. Ours was a society where each and every able-bodied person took up arms against their enemies. We discussed, we talked, we negotiated, yes. The truth was, though, that diplomacy was only a tool meant to delay conflict. Conflict was inevitable, even with the closest of friends. It always was, always will be. So what did we bring with us then? No sense of duty, sacrifice, honor, ambition, that's what. To the frozen north or scorching south, in fact, to both. We laid the foundations for the world, and it does right to bend heel to us. Yet some people rebel. Yet some people resist what cannot be resisted. Conflict. Roma Victrix. Those were the words my father taught me. They were also the words his father taught him. Of course, both of them were soldiers. So much talk was expected. And they were more than just soldiers. They were Roman legionnaires, the finest troops in the world. And I, Thanus Midoridius Decimus, was one such soldier. And even better, I was a legate, a commander of several thousands of troops. Now soldiers master their own feat, but as a legate, I had a privilege. I had a mount. Legatus, sir! The zebra centurion gasped, galloping up to my serati. An animal of robust make, plated in thick hide, it did well as armor, and was also a beast of reliability. That's not to say its smell benefited from its kind's many good uses. The cohorts are delayed by terrain, and the rising sun is beating down on our soldiers. So I called for the halt first, he asked, gasping. I looked over at him, eyeing his details carefully. Ah, a centurion of the 10th cohort, the last in the column. He must have galloped very far and very fast. Make it so, then, I replied. Legionnaires, like any living thing, needed rest. As a commander, I had to be absolutely aware of that reality. I'd get lost in my authority. What can a soldier do who charges when out of breath? But keep the legion in formation. To couple-mates the column. Del Primus Spiritus this. Yes, sir. And so he galloped off, fast as his struggling heart and gasping lungs could take him. As he went, I checked the 10th cohort centurion for his name. He was Arcarius Valerius, taking note of his resolve to gallop. Well, must have been a little over half a kilometer from the 10th cohort to where I was. I decided to prioritize him for a pay raise. Money did wonders in strengthening the individual's resolve. With the Primus Pilot's orders, the Legion stopped, and at my further instructions, we made no camp. We were close enough to our destination for us to go without. But, for the sake of formalities, I let the Praetorians get to constructing my tent. I entered it even as the cohorts rested on the blasted concrete road. I sat down on a small chair inside and laid back, relaxing for a while. Now, as nothing happened in the half hour or so I rested, I will give you some context. I am Thanus Midoridius Decimus, legate of Legion 4, File Victrix Equestrius. I am of the Imperial Roman Legion, the surviving military branch of the Roman Empire's military that survived an underground shelter beneath the Forum. Large enough to house many thousands of inhabitants, Roma physically became our underground capital, yet even its size and wealth could not contain us forever. That is why the Legion led for the blasted, wastelandic surface. We were meant to reconquer Rome, to restore it. Such was our destiny. Now below the surface, it became a wasteland 200 years ago, when the Imperial Roman government came to balefire blows with the Equestrian government. Our lands were annihilated. Our peoples burnt to ash. But some of us survived, and that was us, the Legion. And so it was our mission to go out to the wasteland and knock on the doors of our far-flung and isolated fellow survivors. Our goal, in particular, was the 50th of the Roman staples, huge shelters just like mine. This was named Merdolion. But enough context. My Praetorian tribune came to me and informed me of the legion's preparedness to continue. So I had to disassemble my tent, and we continued on. For a few more hours, the sun beat down on us. Even I wasn't spared, though I wasted no energy on trotting. I couldn't imagine where the soldiers got their endurance. Surely the weight of all their gear weighed them down. But I did know where they attained the will to go on. It was there, gleaming in the morning sun, golden of its shape seeming to be its own star. The Roman Equestria, the eagle standard, the heart and soul of a legion. The troops followed it because it was a chaos, imperious for oppressors. They followed it, though it was the head of the legion, because it was a symbol of what they fought for. With its golden wings and head, and its talon and feathers, was engraved the ideals of Roman civilization. They followed me, yes, as the leader of the 4th Legion, but it was the eagle that kept it going. If it were lost, so were we. They would die for it. They would go to hell and back for it. They would move the earth for it. Most of all, they would stay in formation for it. Because they were Romans, and to them it was chaos. Precious. There it is, legionnaires! I bellowed, nearly suffocating on the hot air. Cursed the Roman province's mixed climate. There's the mountain those damned Mediterraneans are at. Now first cohort, move up! And so they went. 500 zebras, all armed and armored, galloped up the slope. It was not very steep, but nonetheless the effort they exerted must have been substantial. Yet they did not tire. Yet they did not falter or hesitate in their orders. They followed the Equestria up that slope. I followed as well. I did not know why I did. Could very well stay down the mountain in my tent and waited it out. They had their orders. They knew what to do. Perhaps my soul desired it. Perhaps my soul desired to follow what was precious to me. I wasn't needed up there, but I needed to be up there with it. The Equestria. So my attention was fixed on it, even given the siege engine busted a heavy steel door that protected Merdolion, and remained on, even as it started to yank, and yank, and yank. "Door is almost down, sir!" A legionary yelled. "Get ready to have the eagle charge in!" After a few more yanks, the door was pulled down. Dust flew in the air. The 1st century centurion and his own selected troops went in first. To our shock, there was a scuffle, and sounds of death. The Equestria almost charged in, but I halted him. It wasn't until a few moments later that all resistance seemed pacified, though it took a stun grenade and gunfire to subdue it. But sparing was too precious for us for the risk of danger. I entered the steel walls of the 50th stable. It was a mess, the blood trailing on the floor, a stunned civil guard limp like corpses on the ground. There was one pony there in particular that caught my attention. He was crimson-coated, though not by blood. I don't know why I looked down with such interest. There was something about him. "Take one more step into Merdolion and you're mincemeat," someone screamed. There was a guard on broken glass. He had a gun pointed to me as I entered. "Now identify! Prepare to pay reparations! Your operation is over!" I shook my head. "Oh, it's only just begun," I said. "For you see, my dear Garrison, this copycat Equestrian stable, this Merdolion, it belongs to us. It always has. The blood unfortunately spilled today was the cause of your folly and ignorance." The pony looked over at me. I quickly glanced this way, and there it was again. That feeling. There was something about him. I couldn't tell what it was. I took a quick look back outside and caught a glimpse of the eagle's glimmer. Felt like there was something in that eagle that was beckoning to the pony. It's almost as if it was something to do with him. "I said identify!" the guard barked back. I directed my attention again, putting aside all other thoughts. "I am Thanos, Medurius, Decimus, Legatos, de Legato, the 4th, Felia, Fetus Equestrius," I replied calmly with a smile. Then my smile tense. "We are the Imperial Roman Legion, and your leader and I, we have much to discuss."